From our partners now over in the Office of Institutional Compliance, we will now be reviewing Title IX and what that office is here to help support all of our Red Readers with across campus. First, let's review what Title IX is. Title IX states that no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Within the Office of Title IX, there are what are called our CARE coordinators, CARE standing for Campus Advocacy Response Education Coordinator. These individuals help to support and empower students in the aftermath of trauma, connect students to available resources here on campus, inform students about reporting options, and also help students to navigate the investigation process. The Title IX office also sees it's very important to review what consent is. Texas Tech University defines consent as mutually understandable words or actions actively communicated both knowingly and voluntarily that clearly conveys permissions for a specific activity. It's important to note that consent is freely and actively given via words or actions. It's wanted, informed, mutual, honest, ongoing, and never implied and not assumed. The following factors for consent also must all be fulfilled in order to have valid consent. Consent must have been expressed by each partner through clear words or actions. Each partner is informed about the sexual activity and knowingly consents to participate in each sexual activity. Consent is given voluntarily and freely by each partner for each sexual activity, and each partner has legal capacity to consent to engage in sexual activities. There is then too the revocation of consent, in which one partner can at any time revoke their consent if it is clearly communicated to the other partner. Revocation can also be verbal or non-verbal, and a person is not actively required to resist for there to be revocation of consent, meaning you do not have to actively be resisting something to revoke your consent. What then are considered to be reportable sexual misconduct areas? This could be anything surrounding sexual exploitation, sexual assault, public indecency, dating violence, sexual harassment, stalking, or domestic violence. Texas Tech University also wants to make sure that students understand the protected classes under Title IX that include national origin, protected veteran status, disability, age, race, pregnancy in those who have given birth to a child, as well as religion. The Title IX office also helps to support students who are currently experiencing a pregnancy or are potentially parents as well. Excused absences due to pregnancy or childbirth for as long as a doctor says it's necessary can be supported by the Office of Title IX. The Title IX office also allows students to return to the same academic and extracurricular status before their medical leave began. The office helps to support and provide pregnant students with the same special services it provides to students with temporary medical conditions. And you're not mandated to report your pregnancy to the university and Title IX office. However, you can file on behalf of another student or provide information on how to report so that a student may have access to these supportive measures. And so now knowing a little bit about more what Title IX helps to support, what does the Office of Title IX do? Well, they provide supportive measures, investigate reports of misconduct, and help to facilitate resolutions between students. What are the supportive measures that the Office of Title IX then does provide to students? That can include counseling services, medical services, housing assistance, academic support, parking assistance, support surrounding extracurriculars and student organizations, and of course, altering student employee schedules. We've talked a little bit now about reporting and how that works within the Office of Title IX. Let's now review what a mandated reporter is and their requirements. So who is a mandated reporter here at Texas Tech? That's any individual employed by the university. This includes student assistants or any kind of student part-time position, other than our confidential employees. Those confidential employees might look like a health practitioner in the Health Sciences Center or the Student Wellness Center, or any kind of mental health professional as well. When then are you required to file a report? If you witness or receive information in the course and scope of your employment about a student or employee involved in an incident of sexual misconduct, you must promptly report about the incident. What then is considered scope of work? That means you're on duty, on the job, and someone reports to you because they know you are an institution employee. What happens then if you fail to report promptly? You could face mandatory termination, as well as possible criminal or civil penalties. What then happens when a report is filed to the Office of Title IX? First, the Title IX case management team reviews and intakes the report. They then send a student email to provide supportive measures to the individuals involved in the incident. It's always important then to note that it is the student's decision if they would like to file a formal complaint and participate in the formal grievance process, to which there can be a couple of different outcomes, either an informal resolution or pursue investigation for potential disciplinary action. Again, this is all up to the students involved in the incident to make that decision for themselves. Let's say you've now witnessed something. How can you report an incident? There's a few different ways to do this. To the university, you can always go through the Chief Compliance and Title IX office or a coordinator. And you can always as well too go through the Office of Civil Rights and Sexual Misconduct staff or the Office of Equal Opportunity. You can also utilize the online Title IX and Sexual Misconduct reporting form. And there's also a few confidential assistance ways to do this too. You can always work through the Student Counseling Center, the Family Therapy Clinic, Psychology Clinic, or TTU HSC Employee Assistance Program, and the Student Health Center services. Of course, as well too, you can always report to law enforcement through Texas Tech University Police Department, Lubbock Police Department as well too. It should also be important to note that an employee should not make a report to the police on behalf of another individual unless there is an active emergency. Here then is a quick screen grab of the Title IX office's website. You can see in big bold on their website they have a place for you to click to file a report and also a walkthrough of how to file a report if you experience an incident here on campus. Here then is what that report looks like. You can log in using E-Rater or you can choose to not log in. You will give your information and your title and what type of a complaint this is, if it's a complaint about a student org, sexual misconduct, or any other kind of reporting issue. As a part of the form, you will be asked to include the involved parties of the incident. To the best of your ability, we always ask that you try to list the name or the student organization of all of those involved, and if you happen to know their R number, that is helpful as well too. In continuation with the form, when you go to then describe the incident of what has occurred, it's important to give a detailed description. Be specific, concise, and use objective language. Think of the who, the what, when, where, why, and how it happened. Should you ever need to connect with the Office of Title IX or the Office for Student Civil Rights and Sexual Misconduct, please note that they're located in Doak Hall, and their phone number and email is here for you as well too. Should you ever need any support resources or the contact card, scan this QR code now to save this information in your mobile device.